Comic Book Nation, I am your host, Chris Killian, and welcome to Shield Unsealed. That's a great title, right? Shout out to our MVP Brittany over here for coming up with that one. Tonight, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. took the week off and will be returning next Tuesday, October 11th. But boy, do we here at comicbook.com have a surprise in store for you. To help you guys cope with the fact that there is no episode tonight, we have lined up possibly the coolest guest you could ask for. He is the glue that binds the Marvel Cinematic Universe together, Agent Coulson himself, Gregg. Clark, thank you so much for talking with me tonight.
You know, I came just for that intro, even though I can think of a lot of cooler people who could be here, but thank you.
I've been working on the intro for like 2 straight days, so I'm glad you liked it. Let's just skydive right into these questions and talk about the hot debut in the premiere episode 2 weeks ago, Ghost Rider. Gabriel Luna is doing an outstanding job with the character. How excited were you when you heard the show was getting to put its spin on such a popular character from the comics?
I was really excited, especially when I knew that they were talking about doing the Robbie Reyes one by Felipe Smith. It's just, I'd seen some of those, and they were kind of badass, and they're just a great reinvention of the character in a way that, you know, if Ghost Rider's going to work on our show or on TV in general, I think that's the version that works for us. Plus, they'd made 2 Johnny Blaze movies, and, you know, let's try something different now. And it's been really cool. Gabe's amazing and doing an amazing job, as you said. Frankly, we were all really nervous because, you know, we're once in a while, Gabriel's actually able to make his head turn into a blazing skull, but mostly that happens after the show in CGI. So none of us had seen what the effect was going to look like until we watched the premiere as it aired. And Mark Kolpak knocked it out of the park. But, you know, if he didn't, we'd be having a different conversation, I think.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought that up, because even the special effects of the character, they're damn near movie quality. And when we watched the transformation scene in The Office a few weeks ago, we were all just blown away with the quality of the CGI. So what was your first initial reaction to seeing the Ghost Rider effects on screen?
Honestly, it was, oh, thank God Kolpak came through. I was like I said, I was nervous. There's a reality that we build in our show of Inhumans and powered people and dealing with the Sokovia Accords, and then all of a sudden we're adding a whole different element to it, which is a little bit more the magic, strange part of the Marvel universe.
Now with Ghost Rider in the mix, and you're talking about magic, and there's also Ghost talking about the Darkhold, and you guys are even airing at a later time slot. This season really seems to be adopting a darker supernatural theme to it, which is different than most of what we've experienced so far in this universe. What are your thoughts on the show exploring this darker kind of mystical territory?
I know it's one of the things that I think is kind of fun about our show is there's just parts, kind of deep cuts of the Marvel universe that we get to play around with and explore and introduce sometimes. And this season seems like another one of those. I think we're going to go, you know, there's already been set up this concept of LMDs, which we haven't seen yet. And after I saw Ex Machina last year, that terrific movie, I thought, wow, LMDs, when are we going to have that? So there's just fun stuff we're going to get to do. And I don't think the magical ghosty and Ghost Rider-y part of it is going to be the end of it.
Well, now that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is getting to play with such a popular character in Ghost Rider, is there a particular character from the comics who hasn't already appeared in the films that you would like to maybe make an appearance on the show? Or maybe any of the characters from the Netflix series?
You know, those are the ones I was like, boy, I hope someday they bring on Iron Fist or Daredevil or Luke Cage even. And I spent the weekend watching Luke Cage, just, you know, fantastic on Netflix. So a lot of the ones I hoped for are being introduced there. I was a big Warlock fan as a kid. And that seems like that might be a ways off. Although I think that it just got announced yesterday, which is that director Jeffrey Mace, the new director of S.H.I.E.L.D., is actually the Patriot, which is a big Marvel reveal, kind of one of the other main Captain America characters.
Yeah, I wanted actually to bring that whole thing up with Agent Mace, or Director Mace. Now that you, or Agent Coulson, is no longer the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Jason O'Mara's character has been introduced. He even described himself as inhuman, which we were talking about. There was some pretty clear-cut tension between the two of you guys. So what kind of conflict can we expect to see between Coulson and director Mace on future episodes?
I think right now we're very much sizing each other up. There's a lot of things about his management style and his attention to optics and PR that Coulson's very wary of. And I think as he says, he's very wary of all the secrets he thinks Coulson is still keeping and the ways he's not being transparent. And I think there's a lot more to play with in terms of their wariness of each other.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how this goes down. But since your debut as Agent Coulson in Iron Man, the character has become pretty much the quintessential agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. and has branched into multiple mediums of the Marvel Universe. You got film, television, animation, the comics. Did you have any idea when you initially signed on to play Coulson that he'd resonate so well with the Marvel fans?
No, I was just a happy Marvel fan who got to show up and do a couple of days on Iron Man. And then the fact that I'm sitting here 9 years later almost, still saying lines as Phil Coulson is just a really lucky thing that happened. And even just as an actor outside of being a kind of a nerdy person, it's just a great gift to an actor to get to play so much depth and twists and turns and be brought back from the dead and have these really tight family relationships and have people's lives in danger. It's been a real amazing gift that I would have to be psycho to have predicted this.
I was pretty sad when you died in the first Avengers. I'm not gonna lie, shed a little tear. Now that we've got Thor Ragnarok coming out next year, it's been rumored that the storyline from Planet Hulk is going to play a big part of the film. Chris Hemsworth even said that he hoped Thor's interactions with Bruce Banner brought out a, quote, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid kind of vibe to the story. So my question is, just for fun, if Agent Coulson was brought back into the cinematic universe to team up with one of the Avengers in a buddy cop kind of film, which one of the Avengers would you most like to team up with?
I thought I had an answer, but when you just mentioned the Planet Hulk, kind of Hulk and Thor buddy copping it around, I know it's too late, but in my fantasy version, I think I would be like the Joe Pesci fugitive from Lethal Weapon, who kind of got to hang around with Thor and Hulk on their mission, even if they were ostensibly bringing him to justice.
When we were talking earlier, you were talking about how you were just at the gym. I saw on Facebook that you are currently doing the 22 push-up challenge. So if you don't mind me saying, you are looking pretty fit these days. So have you called up the two Chris's, Thor or Captain America, for any workout tips to help you get into shape?
I wouldn't be surprised if some of the people that I train with are also people who have helped them out. No, those young fellas are in a very different category. I'm just the aging warrior who's back in the field who, needs to hold his own so he doesn't let down his team. So it forced me to crank up my routine a little bit this year.
I do think it's great that you are helping raise money for such an awesome cause. But if there was ever a push-up contest between everyone in the Marvel Universe, who's your top pick to win? Because I think it would literally take days to complete a push-up contest. Like Thor the Hulk would probably have to take a pee break before either one of them got tired.
You don't want to bet against Hulk in a push-up contest. But then again, you've got Scarlet Witch, and I feel like Doctor Strange could do it without even breaking a sweat for 1,000 years. So who knows?
Now, I understand you have to be pretty tight-lipped about these sorts of things, or else Marvel Assassins might drop down out of nowhere and take both of us out. But if you can give me one wink for no or two winks for yes, could Agent Coulson be returning for Infinity War?
So your theory is that I could give one of those winks and not suddenly be dead again in all parts of the Marvel?
In case they have us bugged. It's just just trying here.
Well, I can reveal it here first. I have no idea.
Okay, fair enough. That is all for us, guys. The biggest thanks in the world again, Clark, for chatting with me tonight. It was amazing getting to Skype meet you.
Same. Thanks so much for having me. Thanks. You guys are a great site.
Thank you very much. You guys make sure you follow Clark on Twitter and Instagram at Clark Gregg, all one word, and search for him on Facebook. After you go and follow Clark, make sure you tune in, or at the very least, set your DVR to record Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which will return next Tuesday on ABC at 10/9 Central. If you guys don't already follow us on all of your favorite social medias, I don't know how you're watching this, but get to it. At Comic Book on Twitter, search for us on Facebook, and you can find us on Instagram at Comic Book Now. For comicbook.com, I'm Chris Killian, and this has been Shield Unsealed.